Hello Facebook, welcome. I think I'm live. Let me know if you guys are watching this live on Facebook in my High Value Worthy Woman group. So welcome all of you guys that are here live, or if you're watching it in the replay, let me know in the comments as well. So today I have two very exciting topics to talk to you guys about. Number one is my next meeting of the High Value Babes Club will be about how to inspire masculine energy in your partner or your sons, your brothers, your colleagues, whoever you're dealing with in your life. And so I'm going to share an extended live group training, but I thought that I would go ahead and put out a free version as I do of most of my material. I like to also offer a free version of the video because I understand that not everybody will enroll in the program. So today we will be going over 3 of my tips on how to inspire masculine behavior in your partner or any other male in your life. Welcome everybody that's coming in live. Also, as many of you ladies may have heard, something very exciting is going on. I am hosting my first goddess retreat and it's happening in August 2018, which gives us plenty of time to plan and get on a payment plan. I do have an application that you can apply to speak to me so that I can see that you are a woman and your energy and your vibe, and see if you're a good fit for this retreat if you wanted to join. I initially had 12 spots, but as soon as I released this information via my email list late last night, I had 2 people instantly sign up. So now I have 10 spots left as of the making of this live video. So it's going to be 3 days, like I said, August 10th, 11th, and 12th. You can read more about it in that application page that I have linked. And at the end of this video, I will go into greater detail about this retreat, as well as what you can expect there, what wonderful things I have going on for you, and answer any questions that you ladies may have. But let's get into the content, the actual content for this video. Welcome Zulma, Marsha, Melissa, Sharmeen. Let me know if you guys have any questions about this upcoming retreat. So, how to inspire masculine energy. So you ladies have heard me talk about me saying that you need to lean back and let the masculine energy men in your life, or maybe your man is behaving a little bit on the feminine energy side, but you lean back. And so many of you ladies have reached back and saying, well, I leaned back to Mina, but he didn't do anything. So let me share with you the psychology of how men think and behave. The number one thing that we need to realize, which I mention a lot in my High Value Babes monthly membership club, which by the way is the really the most cost-effective way to be able to work on me one-on-one in a group setting and be able to come on live on Zoom calls and ask your questions and have your basically it's the most cost-effective way to coach with me. So if you're not in that club, you really need to sign up because we're having amazing fun in there. I often talk about what you need to realize first and foremost is that men are very different than women. Yes, we both belong to the human species and it seems like we speak the same language, but really we don't, okay? Men speak a very different language. They experience relationships very differently than women do. What they need in a relationship is very different than what a woman needs, okay? We all talk about, well, we both need love. Yes, but we experience love super differently. There's so many differences. That's why we don't get along even when we love each other, because what he's saying, you're misinterpreting, and what you're saying, he's not understanding. Last week, we talked about high value, the art of feminine communication, and we went over a lot of this. So when you so in a man's world, men typically wait until last minute to do things, to solve problems. And the reason for this is in a man's mind, he thinks that if I wait long enough, 2 things will happen, one of 2 things. 1, the problem may resolve itself and it may actually go away. Or 2, somebody else might solve the problem. But if those two things don't happen, if the problem doesn't go away, and if somebody else doesn't jump in and solve the problem, then he's more than happy to step in and take control and lead and plan and solve that baby, like solve that issue, take the lead. The problem is when us women, when we lean back and we want him to solve the problem, we make a lot of mistakes. We'll either keep reminding him to solve the problem, and he feels like you don't trust him, you're controlling him, you're manipulating him, or to prove to him that yet again he let us down, we will often jump in and solve the problem for him. So if we tell our man, you need to go get milk for the kids, or you need to take out the trash, we'll wait, we'll lean back, and then we'll remind him 1 or 2 times, which is super annoying to any man, because it's nagging, it's not trusting that he can take care of it. And if he doesn't do it in the time frame that we find acceptable, we will go ahead and take out the trash, or we'll go pick up the milk. So he says, okay, problem solved, it went away, I was right, good thing I waited, somebody else took care of it. And then you're feeling really resentful, saying, oh my God, he let me down again. This is not inspiring masculine energy, masculine behavior at all. You just saved his ass, okay? You don't need to be doing that. You need to be leaned back. If your child is crying for milk, that's his child as well. He needs to hear the child crying, and he needs to get up and go get the milk. Okay, if the trash is filling up and it's stinky and it's falling over, then that's his cue that, oh my God, nobody solved the problem, nobody saved me, it didn't go away, I need to take out the trash. But the problem is most of us women are so used to controlling and nagging and manipulating in timelines and planning, and we almost want the man to fail so that we can say, see, he failed again. See, I knew he wasn't going to do it. See, I knew he wasn't masculine enough. He doesn't love me. He doesn't care about my needs. It's self-sabotaging behavior. It's not trusting your man. Okay, feminine energy is leaned back. It's surrendered. It trusts that the man is fully capable of taking care of what he needs to take care of. But you need to allow him the space to do so in his own timeline. Okay, you need to there is a retraining process. Oftentimes when women so I have 2 sets of clients, right? I have clients that are coming in, they're just dating, okay? So they're new. I can train them and show them how to lean back and surrender and be in their feminine energy, and when they go out, they meet men and their men are flocking to them and being in their masculine. Then there's the women like me that have been already in relationships, so we've already made the mistakes. So there's a retraining period. When we change our behavior, the man notices, but in the beginning, since he's so used to us being a certain way, he notices and says, she's behaving oddly. Is she okay? Are you mad at me? What's going on? My husband did this too. And I know a lot of you ladies are coming back to me and saying that your husband or your boyfriend all of a sudden thinks that you're upset. Yes, because you have history together and you have trained him to, you have like certain dynamics of your relationship. And when you're changing, he's going to notice that. The point is not to be so uptight about it or so lean back that you're not smiling and open and receptive and allowing and accepting. Okay, so yes, in the beginning he's gonna think, she used to keep talking my ear off, she's quiet all of a sudden, she's not nagging me about taking out the garbage, she didn't remind me to go get the milk. What's wrong? Is she mad? Yes, there is going to be that period, but you need to trust the process and lean back. And in the beginning, it's like you have to convince yourself first of all that this is the new me, that I'm staying this way. And the man has to trust that something internally has changed, that you're not playing games, you're not doing this as a way to manipulate him, you're not doing this as a way to get him to behave in a certain way, that this is a new way of being for you. Okay, so that's point number 1. Oh, okay, Sharon, sorry that you can't turn on the sound, but hopefully you can watch this in the replay. Melissa said, we'll have to catch the replay. Love your eyeshadow. Thank you so much. Thanks, babe. Give me hearts and thumbs up and let me know that you guys are here. I love receiving feedback from you guys. That's the energy and the applause, like, from people that are watching, so I can feel like you're engaged with me. So make sure you're keeping that coming. Okay, so let me have a sip of water, recenter myself, and then I'll share with you point number 2. For those of you ladies that have just joined, At the end of this video, I'm also going to be sharing more information about my upcoming goddess retreat. I'm very excited about that. Thank you for the hearts, ladies. Okay, so let me take a sip of water. The second way to inspire masculine energy in the men in our life is when they are stepping up and being masculine and leading and protecting and planning and doing all the wonderful things that we want them to do. Don't criticize or correct. Okay, understand that there are two people in this relationship, and your ideas of how things should be are your ideas, and he also comes in with a certain set of ideas. Many times in today's society, I'm noticing, and I've done this too, so not judging anybody else, been there, done that, is women have this like need to control. We want our men to step up and do things and plan things and cooperate and work with us and do things for us, but then we want it done a certain way. So when a man will try to help us or plan dates for us or help cook for us or do whatever it is, and we're standing there saying, don't put the spoon over there, or make sure you put the milk back after you use it, or don't leave the kitchen too dirty, make sure you throw the garbage out at this exact time, make sure you take this route to the date, or when you plan the date, make sure you think about this. It's too controlling. You're not leaned back. It seems very manipulative, controlling. It's very needy, clingy. It's very icky to a man on the opposite side. Okay, so when you're showing up into the relationship, one thing I want you to consider is, are you showing up as this overly hungry person that's thinking, when I'm here, what can I take from this man? Okay, and yes, feminine energy is receptive. It's all about receiving, and masculine energy is about giving. But this doesn't mean that you show up waiting to be entertained and waiting to be like, basically he's not a circus monkey, right? A man wants a woman that's open and receptive to him, but he wants somebody that's full of life and happy when she arrives, so that she's an equal partner. He's looking for a companion. He's not looking for a child that he has to just like take care of and entertain and give all of his energy to. I think a lot of us women, when we come to relationships, we come hungry for love and worthiness. Like, we're waiting for the man to make us happy, to tell us we're beautiful, to fill us up with the worth that we don't see in ourselves, to uplift us because we're down. It's a lot of pressure on a man. Okay, so he's feeling like, I'm going to have to, think of it this way. It's almost like you walk on the street and there's somebody that comes up to you and robs you of every little bit of energy you have. He says, I'll take your purse, empty out your pockets, give me your earrings, and give me your ring. Okay, he's just there to take whatever he can. Like, he's hungry, okay? He's just going to take whatever you have to offer. If that's the vibe that you're giving on a date or in a relationship, it's very icky to anybody. I don't care if male or female. Okay? Versus if somebody's showing up and they're feeling worthy, they're happy, they're positive, they're there to have a good time. That kind of an energy, it's like, we're here to have fun, it's light and playful, and if the man offers you something, you smile, you're gracious, you accept, you're receptive. That's very different energy. That's the type of woman that a high value quality man wants to have a lifelong relationship with. That's the type of woman he wants to marry and stay with forever, because he knows that he can be relaxed. He doesn't have to be somebody other than who he truly is. That's the woman that he wants to fight for, protect, give to, cherish and adore and obsess over and make love to, and all of the things that we want our men to do. But they need to know that you're not there hungry, just like kind of nipping at him and eating at him and wanting, like, make me feel beautiful, compliment me, take me on romantic dates, you didn't do this again, you didn't do that, you didn't take out the trash. It's very much like you're just eating at him. It's like you're cannibalizing him. Okay, it's like you have to set his heart free, that I am here with you. Yes, I'm gracious and I'm a feminine being and I'm accepting of everything that you have to offer, but I'm not here to snatch that away and demand it and nag it out of you. Okay, so the energy should not be, what can you do here for me right now? What can I get from you? It's about we are together and we're having fun and we're being playful, and I'm a happy, complete being with or without you. Okay, so a high value woman is a woman that's perfectly happy without a man, and she's perfectly happy with a man. A man will not make or break the deal of life for her. That's the kind of a woman that attracts a high quality man, because he doesn't want to be nipped in butt. Like, he doesn't want to feel like every time he walks into you, you strip him naked of everything that he has. You literally take the shirt off his back, you take the words out of him. You're here to just take. Okay, that's not feminine energy. Okay, be gracious of what he does have to offer and appreciate it and let him know about that. Let me see what you ladies are saying. Charmine said, I love travel, and my husband for once came to me super happy with the news that he will take me to New Zealand for 10 days. Wow, amazing. This is amazing news, only he is planning a 10-day trip with 1 day per city. It was like being on a plane daily, and my first reaction was, no, I will get sick with that place. I could see he was disappointed but not sure how to tackle this in a feminine way and rescuing his hurt masculine. So, okay, so yeah, I think one lesson that you already learned in there is that when your man is taking the initiative of planning something, a feminine being is gracious and accepting and open and receptive. Okay, so you want to just go with the flow with that. And yes, if you are there and you're feeling tired or you're getting sick, like, let him know those feelings as they're coming up. But sometimes I think as women, what we do is we want things to be a certain way, so we already assume that it will be a certain way. Now, I feel you on this, Charmine, because I know that when my husband plans trips, he does that too. Like, he will overbook us for things, and then we're literally running from one place to the next. But because this has happened several times and he already knows that we get tired, I've made it known in a feminine way while it's happening. Now when he plans this, he knows not to do it. But if this is the first time that's kind of taking the initiative, you don't want to turn him down by saying, no, well, you should have done it this way, or this is the way you should have done it, or why didn't you do it this way? Because again, you're micromanaging him, you're not trusting him. So in here, what I would say is that instead of going back and reopening the wound like we were talking about in our Babes Club meeting, in this situation, what I would say is that let him know that you're super excited and you're excited about whatever he has planned. And don't even mention what you said before, and let him just take the lead on it. Okay? Yes, if it's the first, then just don't offer any advice. And now, as it's happening, if you're feeling tired or something like that, you could let him know at that time. One way to do this, and this is exactly the script that I used with my husband, is when we would come back to the hotel room and he had back-to-back things planned all day. He's a planner. He loves having things like very much like at 2:15 we're doing this, at 3 we're doing this. So he had that. So when we were laying down in bed, I reached over, grabbed his hand, and I said, I had such a wonderful day today. It was amazing. But boy, am I beat today. So tired. Is there any way that we can take a little bit lighter tomorrow? What do you think? And so in that way, it's like you're first starting out with appreciating and acknowledging the fact that it was wonderful and you enjoyed him planning. Then you mention your feelings, and then again you throw the ball back into his court. And to my surprise, even though he still continued doing that for a long time, he said, yes, I was tired too. It seemed like it was a little overpacked. Okay, got it done in a feminine way. Another trick might be, if you don't want to do it in that moment and ruin, the spontaneity or the moment, what you can do is when you're back, you can thank him by saying, that was such a wonderful trip. It felt so good to be taken care of. I didn't have to worry about the planning. Thank you, honey, for taking care of all of these details. I had an amazing experience. It was a little bit tiring, I must admit. There was a lot in there, but I'm so glad I got to experience all of that with you. So this time you've kind of thrown in there in a feminine way that you enjoyed it, you appreciated it, but maybe it was a little too jam-packed. again, he may be so excited to be taking you. Think of it from his point of view. There's always two sides of the story, right? And their point of view is often different. Let me share with you guys. This reminds me of a story. Recently I was talking to my husband about how when I get clients sometimes with you know, the feminine energy stuff, and they're worried about leaning back and surrendering because their husband will or boyfriend will try to control them. And all of a sudden when I was saying this, I noticed, we've talked about this before, but I noticed that my husband got kind of frustrated. He's like, I don't understand this whole thing with control. He's like, it's almost like women have a very different definition of the word control. And I was like, that's interesting. To me, there's only one definition. You Google, you know, whatever the dictionary definition is. He's like, no, to men, control, he's like, to women, it seems like control is a very negative thing. And he's like, for men, control is a very positive thing. And I was like, it is? Like, how? Like, tell me more. I want to know this stuff. So he goes that if I'm not controlling a relationship, to me, it's like, to hell with you, screw you, I don't love you, I don't care about you, go do whatever the hell you want. And I was like, okay, so, and what's control? He's like, control is, babe, I love you so much, I got you, you chill, you relax, I will take care of everything for you. I will make sure you're protected, you're secure, you have money, your needs are being met, you're happy. And I'm like, that's control? And he's like, yes, control is making sure that I control the environment and the world and the life for you so that you are always taken care of. And my jaw was like literally like, that's not how women think of control. Okay, now yes, are there toxic men out there that are wounded masculine energy that are controlling enough where they won't let you see your family or control your money or control what you're wearing or what you're saying? Yes. But the average man, the average masculine man is not that way. So to him, if he's saying, giving you directions on when you're going somewhere, he's, from his point of view, he's controlling the situation to make sure that the love of his life gets there safely. Okay, and if he's making sure that you're spending money within a certain means, he's making sure that the love of his life and the life that he's made with you is a way where finances are managed so that you are taken care of and you feel secure. Because remember, women have a much greater need to feel secure in a relationship through finances. It's just a woman's need. Okay, so from his point of view, what women view as controlling behavior is him looking out for the love of his life. So yes, oftentimes is there miscommunication and does it come across the wrong way? Hell yeah. But at the same time, if you look at the intentions behind what they do, all you see is love. Okay, that's a man. Like, we want them to take care of us. We want this from us. I know this because many of the women that I coach are doctors, lawyers. I mean, all these successful business owners, entrepreneurs, these women make $300,000 a year, $200,000 a year. They own huge homes. They own luxury cars. They wear designer clothing. And they say, my man is completely lean back. He won't take care of me. He won't do anything. Like, that's so even women that are successful and like really masculine energy, they still want a masculine energy man. So when our man is masculine energy, appreciate that, okay? And this is what it means to be leaned back as a woman, and let him control the things that he's supposed to be controlling. That's his love, okay? So we'll talk about the third way to inspire masculine energy. A lot of this stuff I will go into deep in my High Value Babes Club. The next session meeting is March 11th at 10 a.m. US Central Time. That link is now posted in the Babes Club meeting, so you can check that out. Sharmeen said, is man's definition of control equals protection? Yes, it was shocking to me. And so when I was learning about this, I kept wanting to like argue back with him a little bit, like for the sake of like this discussion. So I was like, well, no, like that's not how women look at it. So I was giving him like the women's side of it, right? And I was like, no, well, control. He said, give me actual examples of men controlling women. So I was like, okay. And he was, you know, not the extreme ones that I just said, like wounded masculine energy type of men that are alcoholics or drug dealers or beating you or things like that. That you need to run away with. That's toxic. That's not a healthy relationship. But in a normal, average relationship, so I was like, well, when you want to eat Chinese and he's trying to take you somewhere else, he's like, okay, why would he do that? Why would a man whose life's purpose is to make his woman happy want to go take you to go eat Middle Eastern when you want to go eat Chinese? And so when I thought about it, he's like, you know, it makes sense to me, because men have this innate need to please the woman and make her happy. If you're acting masculine and giving him masculine energy, then he's going to be completely lean back. He doesn't want to make a dude happy. He wants to make a woman happy, his woman, feminine energy, okay? So why is he going to purposely do that? And every time I would come up an example of that, it didn't, from his point of view, I totally got that it doesn't make sense. A lot of this stuff is in our head. It's our perception of it. Not our fault either. It's just because we're so afraid. Culture, society, media has told us that men are out there to control us. They don't want us to vote. They don't want us to make the right amount of money. They want to control whether we can have abortions or not. They're out there to control us. So we go into a relationship very guarded, thinking, I want to be in love. I want him to love me, but he can't control me. I want him to love me. I want him to compliment me and adore me, but I don't want him to control me. And so what from his point of view, control is protecting and providing and cherishing and adoring, but we're like afraid of that. We're closed off and we're guarded against that. Diana said, my husband doesn't want me to go out without him. He gets upset if I want to spend time with my girlfriends or want to go shopping without him. Any tips? Diana, yes. Okay, so this is something, Diana, where I can completely relate to you. This happens a lot of times when men are not doing things for themselves, okay? So if he's in a situation where he's not spending any time doing things that he enjoys, his definition of a relationship is that you are joined at the hip and you do everything together. So now when he's like so into the relationship and so invested that he wants all of his life and his attention revolves around you, which on the surface is not really a bad thing, like he's really invested into the relationship, but it forms resentment in him that you are the type of high value woman that also has a life without him, okay? Because he's given that up. So the best way to deal with that is to encourage him to also have a life without you. Okay, and encourage him to go and do things with his friends, pursue his hobbies maybe that he had before he met you, take time for his self-care, play tennis, work out, whatever it is that he enjoys doing. And when he does that, be completely allowing and accepting of him, okay? And these are very soft, feminine, scripting ways of doing this. Be very gentle in the way you do it, because on the surface, think about it. I used to get very upset with my husband about this too, because the way you're describing, Diana, that's exactly my husband. His entire life revolves around me. All of his entertainment is around me. And we were just talking about that recently, because I've really tried to encourage him to go see his friends and do stuff. And when he was explaining it to me from his point of view, he's like, to me, all entertainment starts and ends with you. Like, I just can't even imagine being with my friends if you're not there. And when he was explaining it to me, like, I almost felt bad, because really, as a woman, that's what I dreamed. Like, I attracted this into my life. This is what I wanted. Okay, this is what I wanted. I wanted a man that was obsessed with me, into me, he wanted to be with me. And so this man wants to be with me, but instead of being like accepting, and of course I'm not saying it's the healthiest thing, he should have a life outside of the relationship as well, but approaching it from the point of view of appreciating it and realizing that, wow, this is how much he loves me, versus approaching at it as like, get away from me, give me some space, like, get a life. It's a very different way, because the way your energy is when you're speaking to him about it will shift. Okay? So that's what I can say is, like, encourage him, be allowing of him and accepting of him. Okay, so let me take some sip. Hi, Saika, is it? Saika Saf, welcome, babe. how long has this live stream been? I think it ended up being a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. Okay, so the third one is when you lean back, if you are in a relationship where you have been in masculine energy, meaning nagging, controlling, planning, correcting, criticizing, reaching in and doing things for him, navigating for him, telling him which way to turn, if you've done any of that or all of that, raise your hand, me, okay? Now when you're leaning back and you're being in your feminine energy and doing your feminine meditations and surrendering to him, allow him the space to stand up. Yes, there's a retraining period in that because he is so used to. So again, one thing I've shared with my High Value Babes Club that I will say again is men like convenient. So if you are the type of woman that pays half on the date, yeah, he'll take your money. If you're the type of woman that sleeps on the first date with a man, yeah, he'll sleep with you. He'll be like, thanks, ma'am, okay? If you are the type of wife that just does everything for your husband, laundry, cleaning, throwing out the trash, making him tea, making him all his meals, giving, he'll take it. He's not going to complain. So men like convenience, but they don't fall deeply and madly in love with convenience. Okay? Men fall in love by providing, protecting, stepping up, doing, planning, okay? By working hard for a woman, by being the hero. So when you ask your husband or your boyfriend to do something for you and he goes, oh, or he gives you that look, if your instant reaction to that is, fine, forget it, like I can't trust you with anything, fine, I'll just go do this to you, do this too, I'm so tired, can't you just do this one thing for me? I knew I couldn't depend on you. He's gonna be like, okay, he'll just let you do it. But if you are the type of woman that shows up in a high value way and says, honey, would you do this for me? And he goes, and you stand there, grounded and graceful and feminine, he will do it. Give him the space. He will do it. And he will do it happily. Oftentimes when they make those remarks or those facial expressions or those grunts or those like, oh, you know, those things, that's their internal kind of like they're convincing themselves to do it, okay? But they do it, and once they do it, they're happy. Let me give you an example. This works with kids too. Like if I tell my boys, I have 2 boys, as some of you guys may know, 13 and almost 8. If I say, hey boys, would you mind helping me with this? I will get an eye roll or right now I was watching TV or oh, I'm doing my homework or can this wait? I will get that and I'll just quietly and graciously stand there and they will do it. And then when they're doing it, they'll be excited about doing it and they will come to me and say, Mom, I did this for you. And I'm like, thank you so much, sweetie. Thank you so much. Okay? So that initial like it's like their frustration of like I was doing this other thing or do I have to really do things. They're kind of like seeing if you'll just take over and do it for them. But once you allow them to rescue you or be the hero for you, they will be like proud of it. They'll do it. Same goes with your, this could be for your brother, your dad, your boyfriend, your husband. So what happens is that we read a little bit too much into that initial like kind of like pushback that they have, okay? So when they do that, stand your ground. Don't nag him, don't repeat it, but just be your feminine self, be graceful and stand there and look at him. And even if you need to walk away, walk away. Chances are he will do it and he will be happy to do it. And then when he does it, be very appreciative, be graceful, thank him, let him know that you really appreciate him doing this for you. That is how you retrain him and inspire that masculine energy. Next time he's going to be like, wow, that felt good. She kissed me, she thanked me. Men are hungry for appreciation. Okay, just like us women, we love those words of affirmations from men. We love those acts of service. We love it when they do things for us. They compliment us. They open doors for us. They buy us stuff. We love that. They love it when we smile and we're open and receptive and we thank them. Appreciation is their food. Okay, you can be feeding man food, actual food, and if you're not going to give him appreciation, he'll like wither away. He'll become lazy, he'll lay down on the couch and watch TV all day long. It's almost like they need appreciation as their main like motivator in life to like get up and do things for you and provide for you and like just be your hero. They thrive on that. So those are my 3 tips, and like I said, I will be diving in deeper into these, and I've got 7 more. I'm going to share 10 ways with you ladies total in my High Value Babes next meeting, which is on March 11th. So now let's talk about my retreat. Okay, so we have our first retreat happening. It's called the Divine Goddess Retreat, and it's happening in August 2018. It's August 10th, 11th, and 12th. So it's a 3-day event in Galveston, Texas. And I'm renting out a private beach house. It's going to be luxurious. It's amazing. It's right on the beach. I'm going to get a private chef for you guys. All meals will be included, all beverages, all snacks. I'm working on getting a private chef that can also teach us how to do healthy meals for us so that when we go home from this retreat, we can know how to carry this forward. I'm going to have a massage therapist there giving us massages, in-house, everything. I'm talking to wardrobe consultants and color consultants. I want ladies there that are going to be able to tell us what are the best colors for us, what kind of clothes will flatter our bodies. I'm going to have live entertainment. We're going to have a belly dancer come in who's going to perform for us and also teach us how we can belly dance so that we can tap into our feminine energy and carry some of that stuff home. We're going to have pajama parties every night. We're going to do beach meditations right on the beach. All of us ladies are going to sit down, meditate together. We're going to have rich discussions. I am offering 6 hours total of coaching services that are included in this package. I didn't want to do too much. So it's going to be 2 days of coaching a day, but it's going to be very laid back while we're eating dinner, while we're having lunch, while we're sitting on the beach. It's not going to be like in a conference room where I'm standing there and you're sitting there as a student. It's going to be very laid back. So I am so excited because I wanted to do this for so long, and I initially had 12 spots for late. It's women only. And when I sent out the email late last night, I had 2 women immediately sign up. So the way it works is that there's an application that you fill out, and I will interview you face to face. It's just like a 10-minute conversation just to make sure you are who you say you are. You're a woman, for safety reasons. Secondly, I want to make sure that the vibe of all the ladies can jive in together, that we're all coming in with same expectations. And the reason for this also, the interview process is because this isn't a resort. Okay, if we had a resort, it's like, okay, hi, I see you for an hour or 2, and then I go to my room and you go to your room. I'm renting a private beach house where we're all sleeping together, we're playing together, we're like there the whole time, the 3 days. So I'm there with you, like there the whole time. So we want to make sure that the energy is like high and positive and fun, and this is like a dream come true for me. I mean, I've been wanting to do this for us for such a long time, and my kind of plan for this is that you come here, and then so basically in the package, the meals are included, the live entertainment, the coaching is included, the lessons, the massage, the consultants, all of that stuff is included. The only thing you have to do is get your airfare, and the 2 airports closest to us are listed on the site when you go and watch the video, are Hobby Airport and Bush Airport. So the codes are IAH or HOU to Galveston. Those are in Houston, but the beach house will be on the beach in Galveston, Texas. So when you arrive, you get a Uber, or if you're arriving with several other people, Irfan said he'll come pick you guys up. Like, it's that casual, okay? That's how we are. Then you get to the luxury beach house on Friday. Come as early as possible. I will check in there the night before on Thursday, so I'm there, and we'll have coffee together, we'll have lunch, snacks, we'll hang out, and we'll have our pajama party that night. Saturday, I'll have some of the consultants come in. We'll get our massage. Maybe we'll do mani-pedis together. I'm like just planning this stuff out. And I want you ladies to come, get your coaching, get your feminine energy, meditate, conversations, fun, food, a good time hanging out. So, of course, I wanted to keep the group really small because this is a house, right? So it's a luxury house, and there's gonna be bunk beds, and you know, so everybody's not, it's not like a resort, so you're not gonna have your each private room. Like, we'll be sharing, like maybe I'll be sleeping on the bunk above you. Like, that's literally how we're doing it. But I thought it would be more fun that way because it gives us that sense of community that we wouldn't get in a resort. So initially I started speaking to resorts and they were like, yeah, you can have the conference room and then you can go back to your room, and then it just didn't feel like me, okay? I want to just be like sitting on the couch and talking and like cooking together and making coffee together and then walking to the beach downstairs. I don't want to be in a conference room. That's just not how I work, okay? So I know I've gotten a lot of questions. Now, for those of you ladies that have already filled out the application and you're waiting to speak with me later today, I'm going first come, so don't worry about your spot. Like, I will make sure that I'm going in the order that the applications have been received. A couple of you I'm speaking with right after this live stream, so I have opened up my schedule for today to do as many applications as I can, and after you do the application, once you're in, I will send you the link. There's two options to pay. You can pay in full or you can do a payment plan where you make a deposit. The deposit is non-refundable because I'm literally holding your space and planning everything. And then you make 3 small monthly payments. That's why I announced this now, so you have time to make the monthly payments. I'm so excited. Okay, do you have any questions? Let's see. Okay, so ladies, you guys are still talking about the masculine energy stuff. So Mariola said, okay, Mina, appreciation is the key, but what if you thanked for help, but he says he did not need your appreciation? Okay, it seems like there's a lot of history there, and he's like wounded from things that you may have done before or things maybe he brought into the relationship. So if he says that, just be quiet and be receptive and keep open. Don't get defensive. Don't get triggered by that. If he says, like, it may also be, watch how you're saying things. If you're saying it in a way, well, thank you for doing this, or your tone is saying that to him, or if he's reading that, even if you're not saying it that way, remember, there is that retraining process where you're both relearning this feminine energy, and there's a pushback initially, there's a relearning process that you're doing. Oftentimes our tone doesn't match what we're actually saying, so let it go. Appreciation is with words, but it's also with just our behavior, smiling at him when he walks in, watching him when he does something with appreciation, and that could be from your eyes, it can be from your body language, it can be from your smile and your openness and your receptiveness. Many times I don't have to even say thank you to my husband because the way I'm looking at him when he's doing something says thank you to him, and I can see that he's reading me because of the way he's looking at me. Okay, so get in the habit of doing that. If he doesn't like you actually saying it, say it with your body language. Say it with a rub on the arm, or a pat on the hand, or a hug, or a smile, or with your eyes. Okay, so those are different ways of saying it. Maybe something has happened to him in the past. Maybe you have done it. Maybe his mom, maybe his past relationships where he's a little guarded about that maybe. So you have to be accepting and allowing of what comes out of that, and just surrender and let it be. So, okay, ladies, I will let you go. I think this ended up being a super long live chat. There's a link posted in the title that is to more information about this goddess retreat, and you can fill out, it's a short form with your name, best way to reach you, and then I'll call you, we'll talk. We can do FaceTime, Skype, or a phone call, and we'll take it from there. And it's first come, first serve, based on application. I'll see you guys in Galveston. I'm so excited. All right, bye, ladies.